Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the experience at Deer Park Monastery when four of us went to the monastic gathering. And since we've been back, we've continued to dialogue about how that community affected us in such a positive way. And as a community here, we've started practicing a couple of the methods that they use there to increase their mindfulness and connect with each other. And the first one is mindfulness of the bell. And so Jack has been randomly ringing the bell, and we've been training ourselves to stop what we're doing and to really go inward and take a breath and really bring ourselves fully into the present moment. And then the other practice is Anjali, where when we are walking and pass someone, we put our hands together, and if we come up to somebody and want to talk, we do that before we begin talking. And I've been noticing how it's been quite difficult to build this pattern, and of course it's not been very long, but my experience at Deer Park, we were only there 5 days, and by the 4th day, that was a very strong practice for me. And I was thinking, why is that? Because if I remember my behavioral science stuff that I used to study a bit, I think it's 18 days for a habit pattern to kind of really get built in the mind. And so 4 days in a very strong habit, what is that then? And so I picked up Joyfully Together, The Art of Building a Harmonious Community, which is Thich Nhat Hanh's book on building community. And I found the answer in this book to why it was so easy after 4 days to really have that in my bones. It really was a part of what I was living. It was my experience. I'm going to read a little bit of what he says. He writes so beautifully. And this chapter is called The Power of the Sacred Forest. A Sangha is a community of people, monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen, who are walking together on a spiritual path. A Sangha has a great deal of strength. Its members are able to protect each other, to help each other in every aspect of the practice, and to build the strength of the Sangha. We can take refuge in the Sangha in order to succeed in our practice. There are many things for us to do. There are many things that are very difficult for us to do on our own. But when we have the support of those around us all going in the same direction, then it becomes much easier. And then he goes on to say, the Sangha has a collective energy. Without this energy, the practice of individual transformation is not easy. And boy, I really felt that when we were there, how there was this strength of those around that really influenced everybody. It just really influenced everybody. He goes on to say, we can use the expression Sangha body. When we live together in the Sangha, it becomes a body, and each one of us is a cell in that body. If we are not part of the Sangha body, we will be isolated, hungry, and needy, and we will not have a suitable environment for practice. We can visualize the Sangha body as a forest. Each member of the Sangha is a tree standing beautifully alongside the others. Each tree has its own shape, height, and unique qualities, but all are contributing to the harmonious growth of the forest. Looking at the trees standing steadily alongside each other, like that, you can sense the beauty, solidity, and power of a sacred forest. So I think that really describes and explains why, when we kind of just were dropped into that community after only 4 days, how we really were part of that Sangha body and could do the practices with such ease. And here, that strength of the Sangha body isn't so strong yet. We're a new community, and so it takes some time. But I think if we can inform ourselves about how we do things inside, how it affects the outside, how important that is, how helpful that will be for us all. And then he gives some examples which kind of show the kind of mind to cultivate in order to build the strength of this community. And it can be any community. It doesn't have to be a spiritual community. It can be work, can be family. For example, when the bell of mindfulness is invited, even if you are out in the garden or working in the kitchen, if you come back to yourself by means of mindful breathing, you are contributing to the Sangha energy and making it stronger. This is your contribution to building Sangha. You can also have confidence that your brothers and sisters in the practice, wherever they are also breathing mindfully and producing energy for the Sangha when they hear the sound of the bell. We support each other with our practice of mindfulness wherever we are and whatever we are doing. In this way, we feel there is no separation between us. And that's really the essence of the experience there, was when I would talk to the community members there, I felt no separation between myself and them, which is quite rare and quite beautiful. He goes on, when the bell is invited to announce the meal, do not feel that if you linger where you are for another 3 or 4 minutes, it will not make any difference. Do not delay, thinking, oh, the line is still very long. If I go and stand in the line, I will be wasting my time. When you hear the bell inviting you to the meal, you should put down the work you are doing in order to contribute your presence to the Sangha. Standing in line with the rest of the Sangha, you can practice breathing in mindfulness. Your presence is then a very valuable contribution to the Sangha. Thanks to your standing there, your friends will feel more solid in the practice when they step into the dining hall. Standing in line, dwelling in mindfulness, aware of your Sangha around you, you are already practicing to live together peacefully and joyfully. So it's quite lovely how he describes. And when I reflect back on my experience, that is exactly what it felt like, no matter what we ended up doing there. So I would invite people to get really creative with this in whatever community you are in, and give yourself the gift of stopping and going inward for a minute and finding your heart, finding yourself, finding your breath, and kind of resetting the balance. And then from that place going forward, there will be more openness and more clarity, more kindness, I think. So it's really a lovely practice.